Okay guys, is this thing even working? Somebody type glory to Necropolis if this is working. Okay, I guess we've got some free time. Okay, first of all, hello everyone. This is Archon crew reporting for duty. We are welcoming you on our official launch live stream. Say hello to Jakub. He's the guy who wrote the game. So whatever you're going to play, you're going to play his game. So all of the questions related to gameplay, please ask Jakub.
Good evening.
Also, I'm the second guy here related to the crowdfunding campaign. So all of the questions regarding how many stretch goals going to be unlocked, or how many extra factions we're going to unlock, and how many extras we're going to get, drop them on the chat. So first of all, hello everyone who has not said hello, yes. So let's go. First of all, big congratulations to everyone who participated in the first 5 minutes, because that's how much time we needed to actually fund the game. Even more congratulations to everyone who believed in us, because we are sitting currently on 4,170 backers, which is quite pleasant.
Current result is really amazing. Thank you all.
Yeah. Yes, we confirm glory to Necropolis. We've got the first Necropolis fund here. Okay guys, we've got like a ton of the comments on the actual Kickstarter website. We've got actually two guys sitting on them. One is our community manager Szymon, and the second one is also hiding behind the scenes today. It's Kamil. Say hello to Kamil. Kamil is the person responsible for all of the technical aspect of the stream. Also, he protects us from all of these spam bots and bots proposing all kind of stuff which we don't want to see here on the chat. Big kudos to Kamil. So we're going to leave the official comments on the Kickstarter to Szymon and Kamil. I think we can start the actual Q&A. We are sitting on 611,000 euros. So yeah, let's go. First question, can we integrate the Battlefield expansion into the main game? That drops on Jakub.
Yeah, that's totally possible. Check our blog entry. In this blog post you can find more details about Battlefield expansion.
Yeah, Jakub and his crew has written a very long and in details blog post about the Battlefield expansion. If you're crazy enough, you can integrate it into the regular game, because this brings a lot more tactical gaming to the Battlefield compared to the much quicker version that we have included in the core version. So it's totally doable to use it in the game. Okay. Why don't the hero cards and miniatures for the hero lines up in some cases? That's the 50-50 question actually, rules and the manufacturing aspect, because we're going to get more heroes during the unlocks, and the characters actually, I mean, Jakub knows much more about
it. About more heroes?
About the fact that we have decided to go with Might and Magic heroes in general, because we're going to get more cards.
Yeah, there will be, you will find additional heroes for each faction. So stay tuned and you will be satisfied with the variety we prepared for you.
Yeah, for example, we've got heroes with classes like Might and Magic, and the actual miniatures reflect that. So we've got overall, for example, dungeon class of Might, and for example, a couple of heroes to choose from. So that's why the miniatures are representing the class more than actual particular character. Okay, how can I get the tower expansion? Adam Sudo asks. Well, what can I say? Bring more people, send more backers, send more friends, spread the link, and keep the counter going up. And the tower expansion will be unlocked. Another question, what will the art book have? Art book will have all kind of art we have created, and we will create even more for the actual game from our artists, starting from Jana Węgrowa, Vivian
Vivian Souza and our colleagues Tomek and Bartek, also really good artists.
Yeah, we will devote an update to the actual artbook very soon. So we'll meet the artists behind the project, and you can see what are going to be put in the artbook.
I will write also some flavor text per each creature, so also something to read will be available in the artbook.
Okay. Oh, this is something for you, Jakub. Are we able to use other factions as neutrals?
Other factions as neutrals, there will be. We prepared some pack of additional cards, and they will consist of faction units in the neutral cards layout with some different statistics and different card layout, different abilities. So, to put it shortly, yes, you will find faction units in the neutral stacks.
But of course, they are hidden in the stretch goals. So back to the basics, guys. Bring more heroes.
I've just said that we prepared something like this for you. So stay tuned and bring more people, of course.
Yeah, and watch out the stretch goals ladder, because at some point some interesting things might pop out related to that. Okay. Let's try this. Will it be possible to, in some scenarios, to encounter other factions' castles and to expand them like your own town?
No. It's in this in the actual rules you cannot expand other factions' town. You can only expand your own faction town. That's one of the simplifications necessary in the board game.
Probably we would have to play like a month if we had the opportunity to go into that kind of complexity in the board game.
You know, this magnificent town boards are really space consuming, so we weren't able allowing possessing more than one town board on your own.
I've got here an interesting question. Is the tower expansion included in a top tier pledge or other tier pledges? Guys, the coolest part of the story is tower expansion is included to even the basic pledge, once unlocked, of course. You've got the progress bar already on the website in a couple of places, but yeah, tower expansion, once it's unlocked, it goes straight into everyone's pledge.
Yeah, so even with the basic pledge, you will be able to play with 4 factions with 4 players.
Yeah, it's that simple, it's that cool. And is it a separate product? Well, maybe, just maybe, if it's unlocked, you will be able to buy more tower expansion copies if you want to. Where the stretch goals actually labeled out, all I saw was the small images with no information on them. What you saw on the top of the website is so-called mini version of the stretch goals. It's a very iconography based one, but if you scroll below on the website, you will find a very detailed information about each of the stretch goals, what is what, and so on. Option for late backers, yes, of course, as usual. Okay, this is something interesting for you, Jakub. What is the final decision on the naming of the lots of creatures? How about the community poll?
A pack of creatures. That's the binding name. We've made several discussions in the group of proofreaders, and we decided to name the stack Pack of.
Okay, I've got another question from Darude. Will there be a 3D print for neutrals in the future? Well, all I can say, watch out for the stretch goals. We're going to have plenty of creatures, the neutrals, to be unlocked. At the moment, we are sitting already on the sharpshooters.
Yeah, sharpshooters are already unlocked.
Yeah, maybe I will just switch to the actual website so I can show you guys what do we have unlocked. Yeah, we are sitting on unlocked sharpshooters, but watch out, it's only for the Azura pledge. so it not goes to the basic pledge. Much more creatures are waiting to be unlocked. Maybe they are already revealed. Let me just scroll down and double check. Some creatures here. Maybe this is something like
Face the Awakening.
Yeah, maybe it's miniature. I don't know. Maybe it's miniature. You guys need to unlock it, and then we can see if this is actually miniature or what. So we expect plenty of neutrals to emerge on the table. What is the estimated shipping date? Depends. If we are talking about the base languages that we have announced at the start, we are talking about December of 2023. So more or less a year from now. But if we are talking about those extra unlocked languages, because 7,500 backers of each language unlock the translation, then you need to add 6 months to this date. If we support Kickstarter with big amount, we will receive a game itself or with some discount. You will get plenty of bonuses from the highest tier pledge, and I think that's best what I can offer. When shipping is Estonia, lower Europe or upper, we will get those information for you guys tomorrow with details, because we have plenty of questions. Who is in the lower, upper, and medium level of shipping? We will get those information for tomorrow. Okay, Sudma, do you plan to extend basic Battlefield from 3.5 to 4.5 as many YouTubers proposed?
That's currently on our table. We are testing and comparing both version 3 on 5 and 4 on 5 to find out the best solution for you. So we are testing it internally, and we will go with this combat boards to external tests, and we'll be back with answers to you.
Yeah, plenty of things are being tested and looked into, especially that the game went public. We are collecting tons of feedback from you guys. You are sending us emails, private messages, you are leaving us comments on the Kickstarter project page. So
Board Game Geek, we are collecting all of the feedback, so stay tuned, and we aren't ignoring opinions and feedback from YouTubers and reviewers.
Okay. This is something I believe we should explain why you discriminated some countries. Some countries are very problematic when it comes to delivery, especially these days, especially when we are talking about COVID, all kind of restrictions. It's logistics-wise, it's not easy as you might think to deliver board game these days. So some countries really had to be left for the actual retail release in the future and so on. This is a question: how we will find artifacts?
You can find artifacts during world exploring on the map. You can find them in the treasure chests, so the artifact symbol is also available on the treasure die. So several options to find artifacts.
Yeah, also you can find artifacts in the stretch goals. But like I said, lesson number 1, bring more people. This is an interesting question for you, Jakub. What lesson did you learn from adapting Wolfenstein that you applied to designing the game?
No, it was
and microphone is all yours.
It was a great time working on Wolfenstein, a crucial experience. That was my first board game, also first license product. So I've collected plenty of crucial experience, and I can use them now when working with the Masters of the Universe or Might and Magic franchise.
Another question is, and I have no idea what does it mean, does Salomon have reproductive organs in this version?
Reproductive organs?
What's the story behind this guy?
Oh, I'm not aware to answer this question, but I can confirm that he will came with his lightning chain specialty. We are testing.
Favorite spell of everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you plan to add a real units upgrade in one of the later expansions or just count on them? I'm not entirely sure what Danilov means, but at the moment we are changing just the name and testing other possibilities, I guess. This is possible to complete the campaign in co-op.
Not really, I think. The campaigns are written for solo players, so not really possible to play it cooperatively with more than one player.
I've got another interesting question. How we will be able to cast spells while in battle?
You cast spells by playing spell cards from your hand. The only difference between spells and other cards like statistics, abilities, etc. is the round spell limit. You can only cast one spell per combat round.
Yeah, long story short, if you have not watched any kind of gameplay videos related to a board game, there is a deck building element in the game, and you collect for your hero all kind of stuff like extra spells, extra artifacts, items, and so on. And during game, you just use everything from your hand, what you have from your deck. And spells are just coming as the cards to use. So if you ask us how do you use spell, you just play the card. It's that simple. Okay. Any possibility we can see Heroes of Might and Magic 5 adaptation in the future? I think we will stick to 3 now.
Yeah, but we will see what the future will bring.
Yeah, do you have a plan to add Inferno and other factions? Here is our future. We are probably more focused on Inferno and other factions than adapting the 5th installment of the game. Another question is, okay guys, ask us as many questions as you can, because I've got a chief guy behind the project here, so you have a unique opportunity to ask him a live question.
Oh, regards to our colleagues from Heroes Orchestra from Poland. Glad that you are here with us.
Okay, can you pick stretch goals to the top to the page? We've got on the top of the website the shortened version and the detailed version below. You can just scroll down and you will see them here in the section of stretch goals. Also, you can see how many of the tower expansion items have been already unlocked. Maybe I will give you a quick tour of what you guys actually have unlocked so far. So starting with extra hero, actually 2 heroes on the double-sided card. We've got 2 guys for the actual tower expansion. So yes, as everyone suspected, tower is the thing. We have tried to hide it through the pre-campaign, but everybody knew that tower is coming. So yeah, second unlock is the plenty of neutral units cards, not yet miniatures. And this unlock upgrades the core game. So more cards, more units for the actual core game, so everybody gets this. Then we get 2 miniatures for hero models. The one is the Might and the second is Magic, I guess. I suspect...
No, two wizards.
2 wizards, okay, my bad. I've never been good at Magic. So you get 2 wizards, one is probably a genius.
Solmer, and the second miniature is for Drakon, the Dragon Slayer.
Okay, so now I understand the question about all of the
elements.
Everything is clear now. Okay, then we go with the actual bullseye. The bullseye is the unlock for the sharpshooter miniature that you will get with every other pledge. This is the first neutral miniature unlock. Another thing you guys have unlocked is the separate story for the Necropolis. Can you give us some kind of the insight of what kind of missions?
It will be Sandro's campaign, how he became the necromancer. So the classic story from the Shadow of Death rewritten into the actual board game campaign. Yeah. With a plenty of paragraphs with flavor text, so you will be satisfied.
Yeah, the guy who had a skull instead of the face is coming as the separate story. Well, you're gonna need new stretch goals, says Nadas Vinca. Yeah, we've got plenty of those, so no worries. Dashing Through the Snow is the actual expansion related to Tower, so you get a glimpse of the snowy snow environment for the Tower expansion. 4 tiles. You can see their main castle in the actual preview. Enter the Necropolis, something very special. It's a really miniature castle for the map. You've got a photo of the painted prototype of it. It's of the size of the miniature, so to speak. You place it on the hex on the map, and it just looks gorgeous. So you're going to get plenty of those, maybe in more cities in the unlocks. I don't know. Bring more people. Bring more people. Let's see what kind of questions are landing. Okay, well, all the miniature. We got a question. All the miniatures are 32 millimeters, so the dragons too. We are keeping the scale around 32 millimeters. Yeah. Okay, so Jakub will present you the famous guy, also known as the Black Dragon. This is the scale of the actual Black Dragon miniature. I think it looks quite interesting. If anyone is interested in the guy with a lot of tentacles, we've got the tentacles here. In the person of the evil eyes.
Terrific, really terrific.
Obviously, all miniatures come unpainted, so the painting is something that you're going to have fun with. But we're going to show you a painted version of the evil eyes as well. Tentacles never looked so good. The evil eyes is in a trailer. He's shooting his laser, and he's having a famous sound effect included. Heroes Orchestra say, "Bro, I need this ASAP. I have money." then we have product. Then we have product for you. Okay, going back to the actual website. So yeah, so the little towns are going to look already looking great. And we started with Necropolis. It's 1-to-1 copy from the video game. You're gonna love it. Standing tall is the Titan. The Titan comes as the, as far as I remember, 50 millimeters.
Yeah, the same base as the dragon.
Yeah, this guy is going to be huge, obviously, because he's a Titan. And he's also a part of the Tower expansion. The coolest part about Tower expansion is everybody gets miniatures in the Tower expansion, even those of you guys who pledge only for €75 for basic pledge. You still get the Tower expansion in total, complete with all of the components if it's unlocked. So back to the basics, bring more guys on the website. Another unlock is the Azure one. Take your time, it's the little hourglass that you can put on the round tracker. So instead of cubic, you can use a mini hourglass. And somebody asked if this hourglass have an actual sand inside of it. Unfortunately not. We had no budget for such complex.
Use your imagination.
Yeah, really.
It's gaming.
Yeah, it's gaming unplugged with your imagination. So we move forward. A special kind of magic. Another upgrade for card games, so plenty of extra spells for you guys to collect in your Might and Magic deck and bring some destruction upon your enemies. And I don't know what this is. I don't know. We need to actually unlock it because I have no idea what this is. We need 600. Oh, we've got 643. So probably our webmaster is going to update the website anytime soon. This is Patrick, and Patrick is probably frantically working to update the actual website. So yeah, let's go back to the questions. Are going to come mounted or in pieces, or we could choose it? No, all miniatures are coming as a single piece miniatures. This is a board game, so you guys just open the box and you can just play with the miniature. This is an interesting question. How about using different spells in a game? I mean different levels of spells. Do you plan to upgrade Mage Guild's faction and so on?
Upgrading Mage Guild is another thing that's currently on our table. We are testing such an idea internally and in our local game club. Referring to spell cards, there's one more important mechanic. You can buff spells with power. So each hero has statistic cards, power. Also, many artifacts get the same effect, and you can increase the range and the effectiveness of the spell by buffing the card with the certain power card. So each hero, even a knight or barbarian, can use a spell on the basic 0 power level, but you can bust spell and make havoc even with the simple magic arrow.
Yeah, just like in original game. Just do some tactical gaming with the cards and the magic will happen. I can't believe I said the joke. I have a really interesting questions for you, Jakub. First of all, Eastern MD asks, Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is an extremely complex game. How hard it was to keep that complex soul of the game, while also making it reasonable board game. Mm-hmm. The floor is yours.
Yeah, it was really a long journey. It wasn't a simple task and thing to reach. But we've did everything in our power. The crucial moment was when Alex proposed adding the deck building mechanic to the game. So we just collect many of the elements into one really smooth mechanic of deck building. So you've got artifacts, spells, abilities, specialties in a one deck, and that aspect works really smooth and nice. One more important thing, we were forced when creating the board game to provide some simplification. It wasn't possible to convert the computer game directly one-to-one to the board game. So combat and, as I said about deck building, these aspects were simplified, but the final effect is really satisfying, and you get really nice and smooth board game, standing really strong on their own feet. But also, I'm sure and can guarantee that we catch the spirit of the original Heroes of Might and Magic 3.
Yeah, actually, Jakub and his crew has spent, I don't know, like a year and a half?
Something like this, yeah.
On testing. Like regularly playing like at least 2 times per week, because this is how the board games are actually done. So the game has been tested inside and out, and all kind of solutions have been tested, even the most craziest one that you can imagine.
Also, we were traveling with the prototypes to first like Essenspiel, like Pyrkon, like Planszówki w Spodku in Katowice. So we also collected feedback on events like this.
So yeah, long story short, this game has been translated as faithfully as it was possible, at the same time making it playable, and a lot of effort has been put into it. I have another question that was actually super interesting about the balancing of the heroes, but I just can't find the actual question here. Okay, can you say something about how the heroes have been created? What's the story behind it, the gameplay wise? There is a question about this, but I just can't find it at the moment.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, how the heroes were translated from video game to board game in general.
Of course, we were checking and reading the original text, abilities, statistics from the video game, and we did our best to convert this crucial elements, this significant parts of the video game into working and smooth board game. And when I'm checking the feedback from from our testers, I'm really calm and satisfied that we did it well.
Okay, I've got a really interesting question here. First of all, yes, Master Gremlin Mini Lograt. I assume it has been actually put on the website. Let's watch it. Okay, I see the little dude. I can see the little dude here in the shortened version on the top of the website. Let's see the full review. Hey, imagine this! It was a miniature all the time. I was just not sure. So good you guys showed up on the campaign. Now we know it's not only a miniature but also a powerful gremlin has joined the ranks of the neutral miniatures. No, not the neutral tower expansion.
Look at his face.
Yeah,
he's so satisfied.
Yeah, he's a fearsome warrior that you should be warned of. I assume our progress bar is going to get another unlock any second now. Okay, another question I saw here is this possible to play? Are the town boards double layer boards? Yes, as far as I know, they are double layered.
Of course.
Yeah, this is an interesting question. The Eternum Sky Films and Media asks, can we play the game without any scenario? Just randomly generate a map or such?
Yeah, we provide you with such a solution, so you will find it later during the campaign. There's a separate booklet with rules allowing such a solution. So
yeah, if you just want to have a quick game with your friends, yeah, the rules are there. They're already in the rulebook. Just switch to the proper page and have fun. Okay, are the all boxes in English for the moment? The game has not yet been translated. Obviously, it all depends on the stretch goals. But the languages are listed on the website, and if you bring 750 of your friends, we can translate the game into your language as well. I see Terraform Cove from fan-made expansion will not be done as well.
We've got license for the whole Might and Magic franchise, so our CEO already confirmed that we are interested into making this game a long-term story also in retail, so maybe one day we will be announcing you the Cove faction. Why not? Recognize Might and Magic canon.
Yeah, another question from Sulma. If you will take into consideration to improve a game, when we can expect information of final decision if some solution will be implemented. Floor is yours, Jakub. I assume that during next, I don't know, couple of months, we're going to have a lot of fun with.
We will be keeping you in the loop for sure. So when we will make our minds that this is the best solution, we will inform you. For example, we will write a dedicated blog entry or or use other channels to keep you informed.
Expect a lot, so to speak.
Yeah.
I know the amount of feedback we get is insane, and plenty of little improvements are expected. Because it's just the effect of the scale of how many of you guys are here and giving us feedback in the comments, messages, and emails. Another question is...
I think that we have make some clarification. HOTA is a fan-made mode, PD.
Okay.
Yeah, but the Cove from Heroes 3 Hota is a totally fan-made mode, but Pirates from Regna are in Might and Magic RPGs. Also, you can check out the Cove faction from the mobile game Era of Chaos. So that's totally canon and with mark of Ubisoft.
Yeah, we have a full blessing of Ubisoft when it comes to the working with the officially canonized, so to speak, faction. So
yeah, so nothing. We cannot include any fan-made elements, but we can still use everything that was published in the official Might and Magic games.
Could we have a Grail mini just like the Hourglass mini? Yes, you can. Just bring more people, bring more friends.
Find all the obelisks first.
Yeah, find all obelisks. And then we might talk about unlocking it in the stretch goals. Another question is, does it mean I will not be able to buy the Collector's Pledge after the 29th of November? Yes, you can buy it still. Buy it as the so-called late pledge, but you will not contribute to the stretch goals. So if you can, pledge now, because more people and more funds are raised, the more unlocks we can actually unlock. Will you be providing pictures of already painted miniatures? Yes. Yes, more galleries are coming very soon, so expect a lot of pictures. Oh, this is an interesting question. Ethereum Sky Films and Media again asks a very broad question. Can you talk about the process of securing the IP, the challenges? How receptive, willing to work together with the Ubisoft people, especially being a relatively small producer from a small town in Poland? Oh, have fun with this one, Jakub.
Yeah. All of our assets totally needs Ubisoft licensor approval. So we are still in a contact with Ubisoft. Best regards to all of you, by the way.
We know you're watching. We know you're watching.
So best regards, and we have great contact, great cooperation. So we both, our team here at Archon, also Ubisoft team, are making the best effort to guarantee that the franchise is treated in a proper way.
Yeah, I can say that Ubisoft is very helpful when it comes to work on the board game. Board game is a very complex product for every licensor, because it's natural that every licensor would like to have an input on every aspect and a quality check on every single component. And for example, a game like Heroes of Might and Magic 3, the board game has tons of components, so usually it takes a lot of time, but Ubisoft put an extra effort to get smooth approvals for us. And if item is not approved, we get a fantastic feedback in a very short amount of time. So working on such a complex project with Ubisoft is really a cakewalk. We recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, it's appropriate moment to thank you guys. It was really a good cooperation that brought us to the current moment.
Okay, step into maybe, are we able to use the battle expansion as scenarios rather than the normal map? Probably top one question today in the comments.
Use the battle expansion as scenarios rather than... Yes, that's totally possible. Check our blog entry for more details.
Yeah, expect you're going to have a much longer gameplay because we have designed a battlefield to replace certain chunk of the gameplay. Instead of using tiles to explore, you have a deck cards. So this is the work for the battlefield expansion. But if you are into a very strategic gaming, be our guest and use the battlefield as the regular battle area.
Kamil Vargin, Piła is not the small town. Yeah, it's one of the biggest towns in the Greater Poland. So that's
You can Google that. You can Google that and check on Wikipedia. It's true. Okay, let's go with a different question, because Matis has a interesting question for you. Do I understand correctly that artifacts are more like action cards than use? Have you tried using some sort of equipment where artifacts effects are always active, like in Munchkin, for example? The floor is yours.
As I said earlier, artifacts are also connected with the deck building mechanic. So we simplified much of things just to guarantee the smooth gameplay. But each type of card differs. So the experience in using the artifacts will be totally different than using spells with power boost, for example.
All right, I've got a really interesting question here from, let me try to read it, Anantiphobe. Will you sell factions materials individually to allow 2 players to play the same faction? Yes, first of all, you can buy the add-ons separately. So for example, if for some reason you would like to 25 boxes of Fortress, be our guest, it is possible. But this is actually an interesting question. Can 2 players play the same faction?
If they buy more than 1 expansion, then it's possible.
Totally. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, Zerx has an interesting question. Any combination artifacts? Because I know it was quite a big thing in the video game.
Yeah, not at the moment, but we will see what future will bring. Maybe in the future expansions.
Yeah, let's start with the core game first, and let's get this going, and we'll see what can we do with the expansion.
Yeah, step by step. Core rules, war machines, schools of magic, etc., step by step.
Yeah, the artwork is master level. Well, in the name of our artists and our director Tomasz Bodalski, big thank you. We know that. Also,
check our latest blog entry. You've got the interview with the leading artist Jana Węgorova. There. Also, best regards to you, if you are watching us. I know the WoW has no electricity today, so probably she will watch the recording. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the artwork is master level, and feel free to buy the either collector's pledge or the actual art book in hardcover. It will feature the artwork, commentary from artists, and plenty of additional info about the creation process and so on, so you can have a glimpse of how the artwork of the Heroes of Might and Magic 3 the board game was created. When I first saw Jana's art, I was in love. Yes, it was exactly our reaction. Jana was famous among the fans before we actually touched the game as the board game, so everybody know that. There'll be more live streams, yes. Long story short, yes, we are planning to at least one more live stream for the end of the campaign. We'll see what we can do in the middle. It is possible to have 2 artifacts at the same type in the same time. For example, 2 different swords, asks Matis97. The stack of artifact cards are so varied that you won't be able to find the two cards with the same name. We guarantee you totally different cards for the artifact stack. Alright, this is actually an interesting question, because I was asked to tell you about how we translated the video game into board game. How will the artifacts or goods be guarded? And what does it mean to be guarded in the board game versus video game? We were forced to rewrite the artifact effects into deck building mechanic and connect them with the work in combat mechanics. So you will be able to enforce your unit's capabilities by by using artifact in a crucial moment, for example.
As far as I remember, the simplest way to get the artifact is actually to roll a treasure die.
Mm-hmm.
And we roll treasure die in various conditions, like we discover something or we win some fight, if I recall correctly.
Yeah. By exploring the map. So after defeating the neutral garrison, you will take your reward.
So yeah, usually on the actual map, you will see locations that clearly communicate to you there is a fight awaiting for you, and after this fight, you will roll a special dice, and if the results are favorable, then you will get an artifact. So that's how we translated the guarding of the units into the board game version. Okay, do you plan to implement more scenarios, maybe as a stretch goals? Oh boy, we already have at least one for Necro.
There will be several books, so you will find plenty of scenarios.
Yeah, expect a lot in the actual stretch goals. Referring to stretch goals, let's see where are we on counter. We are on 677. Let's see if and what was unlocked. I see the little fella. And let's see what's coming. At 1700, there is something. I don't know what it is. It looks like a book, but
great
never know.
surprise. You are the champion.
Yeah, and
I'm really curious. What is it?
Yeah, I have no idea what it is, but I think the keyword champion might indicate what actually is hidden in the stretch goal. If you have any ideas, drop them on chat. Maybe it will ring a bell in our head and we will remember what it was designed for. Why Tower expansion stuck on 4? Asks Pastuch. Well, maybe our graphic designer has not yet updated the website. He's working on it to upgrade the progress bars, so no worries about that. Maybe cabinet is supposed. Okay, drop us more questions, guys. While I still have the lead designer here, you have opportunity to ask him about a couple of things. Okay, more heroes. More heroes are coming, or maybe not. You will see. You will see what's coming. Maybe you will be able even to choose.
We've created more than one hero per faction, so we will find out what you are unlock during the campaign.
Yeah, just bring more friends, and we'll see what happens. Is there a plan to have integrated game trays? There's a lot of small parts and a different decks to keep sorted. Having a complete box insert on game trays will be super important in my opinion. If I recall correctly, there are already plans. A plastic transparent trays inside of the box, so all of the cards, tokens, and stuff like that is kept nice and tidy when the game is packed. So no worries about that. How long is a single faction campaign in solo mode? How long can it take to complete it? How many stories are, for example, we have unlocked recently the Necropolis campaign. How many stories we've got there?
If I remember correctly, single campaign is from 3 to 4 scenarios, and you will need 40 minutes to an hour, maybe a little more to complete one of the scenarios.
Yeah, so on average, single scenarios 4 different missions, I can say.
4 scenarios in one campaign.
Yeah, so plenty of fun. Each scenario is different, have a different victory conditions, so every solo story is long enough to keep you occupied for quite a long. Another question, can we use the battlefield expansion for town defense as well? Didn't see gate and wall components. Do you plan to add it?
We will totally check it during our tests. So at the moment, not really, but we will consider it adding such a solution later.
Okay, I've got a really interesting question. Sorry. Are the most powerful artifacts a random draw or guarded by the stronger enemies?
On the map, they are guarded by the stronger enemies, and there's different color frames on the cards distinguish the three types of artifacts. So that's balanced really well.
If I recall correctly from the testing, if we try to conquer more difficult hex, we get more difficult enemies to fight against, and the award means better dice roll, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
So higher chances that the dice will result with the more rare artifact. So that's how we have translated the stronger guarded and more powerful artifacts into a game. We have converted it into rolling a different dice and so on. Mirko Lang, I hope the testing for the different spells tires is going well. After one I play SN. I feel this is exactly what the game needs.
Yeah, nice to hear. I'm also really satisfied with this mechanic.
Also, kudos to everyone who dropped at our tables in Essen. Jakub was there, so maybe you had the opportunity to hit a high five with our designer. What kind of super questions we've got? Are we going to be able to choose the difficulty for a certain map? I remember something from the rulebook.
Yeah, that's already included. You can check the actual table in the rulebook that you can download on the projects page.
All right, another question: how does the Grail work? Like in Indiana Jones, or what?
Yeah, that's connected with the certain winning condition. There's a special scenario requiring finding the Grail to win the game.
Okay, have you considered adding a defend option in combat? Asks Matthias97.
Oh yeah, another thing that at the moment at our table, I even talked with my team today about some additional rule about adding a defend option for units in combat.
All right. Another question is, actually two questions. One is from Matis and another one is from Orange. Is actually how I think negative works, because Matis asked, will it be possible to use a moral tokens to make another move with a unit, like in a PC game? And Orange Ranger asks, no negative morale. Maybe you can give a quick glimpse on how actually morale works in the game.
Yeah, at the moment, morale is connected with the deck building mechanic. It's designed to make the deck building aspect smooth, allows you to remove unwanted cards from your deck. But referring to the question about additional movement and usage of the positive morale in combat, the answer is similar to that one I gave you on the previous aspect. It was about morale. Before I was answering. Defense in combat.
Yeah, defense token.
Yeah, defense token action in combat. The same story with positive morale. We are testing such a solution at the moment. And negative morale, they are present in the game. At the moment also connected with the deck building mechanic. So you will be forced to discard positive morale or two of your cards.
All right, PD, as a Dragon Mini for the final stretch goal, this is like, am I getting old or predictable? I have no idea, so to speak. Maybe, just maybe, we will see the As the Dragon miniature in the stretch goals. I have no idea. I don't know. The gremlin surprised me, so I have no idea if Azul Dragon will show up by the end of the campaign. We'll see. This is interesting. How balanced are necromancy and diplomacy?
I think they are real nice balanced. How they actually work. Necromancy gives you increasing your units amounts, reinforce to buy allows you to buy reinforcement for your army by some kind of a discount price, and diplomacy allows to skip some combat with neutral units, or gives you the possibility to recruit neutral creatures. And I'm sure that both cards work really well.
Right. With all of the expansions, we will have 4 different Azure units, only dragons. Won't it get too repetitive for us for the lower levels? I have seen the stretch goal, yet still I think it's not enough. I can say you have seen nothing yet.
We totally wrote more.
Yeah, there's 14 days to go for the campaign, and you just have seen a glimpse of the stretch goals. Only the sharpshooter guy, but I can confidently say that there's plenty of trees in this woods, so to speak. So expect more and more and more unlocks. This is an interesting question. Archon asks how the artifact works. This is probably a question for everyone who's not familiar yet with deck building.
Yeah, artifacts, just like spells, heroes, specialties, abilities, are connected with the deck building mechanics. So when you will be exploring the map and collecting artifacts, you will add the certain card to your deck, and you will be playing the card mostly during combat. But all of your cards are still on the move, so you will be using artifact once, then the card will go to your discard pile, but sometime later you will get it again on your hand and can reuse it.
Totally different question business wise. When the tower expansion is unlocked, it will be another additional 25 if it's going to be unlocked. For sure everybody gets one for free, but if you want to buy more copies of it, your guests, maybe it will show up in the add-ons section. Let's start with unlocking it first. Okay, can we expect some game-related gadgets in these stretch goals? If you refer to, for example, key holders or mugs, no, not really. But if you refer to, for example, more gadgets from the game, like, let's say, maybe a replacement for the tokens, maybe a small towns to put on your table, then we will see what can be done. Another question. Are there limited slots for rewards? So for collector, for example, is it lock off after like 20k backers? No. Nothing is limited. There are no upper limits or borders, and nothing. Just pledge confidently. Okay. 15 neutral units counting big dragons. I don't count elementals as those on conflicts, so max 15 more minutes plus elements. Maybe PD is right, maybe PD is wrong, we don't know. How the neutral minis will be stored? By additional box? Yeah, as far as I know, the stretch goals will get their own packaging, so no worries. The plastic trays are coming and designed for that kind of miniatures. Everything will be put in a sleek packaging. So no worries about that. Maybe we'll see what's going on the actual campaign. Guys, you are almost sitting on 700,000.
So the next stretch goal is really close.
Let me just double check it. What's coming?
Oh, this mysterious
book. The mysterious book. The mysterious book probably will going to be unlocked in the next 15 minutes. I have no idea what this is, but You're the Champion sounds promising. After that, maybe, just maybe, it's the miniature. I don't know.
tower is ready.
Yeah, the progress bar is going to move. All right. You mentioned it before that there will be more than 2 heroes per faction to choose from. Will it appear in the stretch goals at some point? Just join it in case it was asked. Well, expect a lot. Maybe we've got additional heroes.
Yeah, I can confirm that we prepared more than 1 hero per faction. Stay tuned and check the campaign page.
Yeah, there's a reason why miniatures are not designed to represent particular characters, but the classes of Might and Magic. Maybe more than just 1 Might and Magic character.
Just like in the computer game.
Yeah.
Several heroes, only 1 representative model hero on the horse.
Can you confirm the minis are single piece PVC? It's hard to believe, especially with all the textured bases. Yeah, single piece miniatures. Single piece miniatures, this is not wargaming, no sprues, no cutting, just open the box, place miniatures on the table and just play. So yeah, single piece miniatures. How many stretch goals do you have prepared? How many you would like to unlock? We have enough, so to speak. We have plenty. All you need to do is make sure that your friends are visiting the project page and dropping some gold, so to speak. Checking the questions. Some insert inside in a code box. Yeah, everything will be included as far as I remember. How the hexagonal map from the battlefield expansion work if we don't unlock all figures from natural monsters? As I remember correctly, natural monsters are not taking part.
They're totally not necessary for the battlefield expansion. You just need faction units, faction models to play the battlefield mode.
So yeah, so all those dudes who are not related to any faction and you meet during the game stay on the, so to speak, but on the actual map, they are not taking part in the final battle. So they are not going to show up. How big would be a Grail package? That's a question to our logistics guy, but if I recall correctly, we are talking about that kind of amount of boxes, so to speak. So yeah, quite a big box. You guys will be receiving. Do you have a favorite mini?
Yeah, of course. For me, it's always the model of my favorite unit, so the Centaur. A marvelous job, by the way, Adrianna. It's a great mini. I'm really satisfied with my favorite unit in the board game.
Yeah, my vote would be for the guy with the tentacles, also known as the evil eye. Yeah, it's especially when it's painted, it's even get more details. Like look at the brain behind the actual characters, extra eyeballs, because 1 eyeball is not enough.
Oh yeah.
In this cruel world of Might and Magic.
At the moment, I've got evil eye sounds effect in my head.
Yeah. What's better than 1 big eye? Like even 5 more.
Yeah, Centaur Captain, really nice miniature.
Yeah, I really love this little dude. It's great. Okay, 700.
Ding, ding.
Yes, that's true. I assume that Patrick is now frantically updating the website. So we'll see in a minute now the updated version of the stretch goals. There are already 225 backers from Spain.
Also, go for your language stretch goal.
Yeah, we started on 5 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, so 4 hours. 4 hours. So 4 hours, and we already have 225 backers from Spain. I think in the next couple of days we can announce the Spanish language confidently. Have you thought about changing the resource token icon to the one with both wood and stone, and the same with tokens with all of the 5 valuables? I think that can bring a cool backstory. How you guys, how you Jakub have translated the complexity of the resources into the board game version.
Yeah, you can also check more details in the blog entry. We will publish also some resume this first day. The economy and resources was one of the aspects that we were forced to simplify to keep the game smooth. So building materials are wood and ore together. The same situation with valuables. It's all of the five magic resources converted into one resource in the board game. Answering your question, we were considering icons that would represent all of the original resources, but we made the decision that it will be better and look nicer to keep only one icon per one resource.
All right, I've got Charlie Ferma asking a bold question here. Is Jakub just messing with us, or did he just mean to say he created more than 2 heroes per faction? Picture it on the Kickstarter page.
No, I don't mess with you. We are really great team here, and we create more than 1 or 2 heroes per faction. So it's up to you how many of these will be unlocked.
Yeah, I've got another interesting question that can give Jakub opportunity to tell more about how he designed the game. Did you guys try to approach to one player having multiple towns? Maybe with an outpost mechanic which can upgrade like 1-2 times or something, and where you can recruit more of your own units. I remember from the manual there are outposts or settlements.
Yeah, settlement is the proper word. Yeah, we were considering such a solution, but it was game breaking. So we decided to simplify this mechanic, and I've came with the mechanic of settlements. They are really interesting. They can be used as an additional town. So if your hero will lose combat, it will be moved not to your starting town, but you can use your settlement. Settlements can produce necessary resources for you, and you choose which one. They can reinforce your army in a crucial moment. So there's a really interesting and working mechanic behind the additional towns. But I will repeat that idea of having more than one town you can expand was really game breaking, so we leave it behind.
Okay, we got quite a lot of things happening on the website. Maybe just switch camera, because our graphic designer has updated the actual project page. Ta-da! Hey, guess what? It was a book.
Yeah, and the Castle's champion is also here on the cover page.
Yeah, who would thought it's going to be a book? This is something that people are asking in the comments right now. A tournament rules set. can you give a glimpse of the tournament rules for now?
Yeah, we've already mentioned this book before. A really nice booklet with plenty of options. First of all, it's just like the name says, tournament rule set. So you will be able to play our game in a tournament mode with scoring, tables, etc. Also, this booklet will give you a possibility to create your own maps, your own scenarios. It includes something like map generator with some templates to create your own.
Yeah, there is a reason why there is a knight on the horse pictured on the cover. Okay, there's the Grail. Who said there was a Grail? I don't know. Just maybe you can look at the stretch goals. I don't know. Maybe it's a Grail. I don't know. But for 940,000 euros, I can tell you.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. So this is another something for Asdod pledges only. So whatever it is, it's probably a miniature. Okay. What else? It is possible to have content water map scenario. As far as I know, water is something that is considered for future.
Yeah, great material for future expansions. At the moment, this aspect isn't included.
Yeah, the world and the universe of Heroes of Might and Magic 3 is huge, and getting it deployed as a board game, it takes quite a lot of resources. So we had to choose which aspects are going to be released as first, and the water, and as far as I remember,
great material for the Pirates expansion.
Yeah, true. I'll stop teasing, guys. I can't wait another year. Soon, very, very soon. Another question is the Grail only used for winning a scenario?
Stay tuned. We will reveal more in the close future.
Yeah, just watch for the stretch goals ladder, and all kind of questions will be answered. How important do you consider the Battlefield expansion to enjoy the full game experience? That's a really interesting and multi-dimensional question.
It's something different. It's not one or another. It's a different experience. Core rules are focusing on the whole experience with constructed world exploring, with fog of war, with deck building mechanic, and the Battlefield expansion is more focused on the complex and more strategic, longer battles. So core rules and Battlefield are two different entities. They could work together. And you've got more variety and really much of experience.
So yeah, I think we can say that Battlefield versus regular gameplay are like apples and oranges.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Really nice example.
Yeah. So if you guys are more into world exploring, probably the regular system will work best for you. But if you're more into pure fight, that Battlefield expansion is a way to go. If we don't unlock all of the stretch goals, won't you be sad not to share the rest of your great work with us? Who said we're not going to unlock everything? I believe in you guys, that you can achieve a lot. So after 4 hours, I think we are doing exceptionally well. Oh, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
From the Bromwell. How did you choose the heroes for Fortress?
Yeah, the choice of Weston was intended, because as you mentioned, Fortress only have one archer unit, and Wiston's specialties really buff the lizardman, so he was totally needed and necessary in the Fortress faction. On the other hand, you got Adrien, the significant hero from Armageddon Blades, from the cover box, with interesting campaign. So I think you've got a really great variety in the Fortress heroes.
All right, PD says, Lizardman for the win, great that not only human heroes.
Yeah.
Yes, we've got even Genie.
Yeah, and Adrien was leading the campaign against Lord Hart, the undead Lord Hart, but Wiston is the heir to the Tatalian throne, so he is also really important here.
This is an interesting question. Are you planning to develop your game with DLC? I know that Jakub is a big fan of downloadable content, and he loves to release stuff in PDF. Maybe you can give us a little hint of what's coming.
There are
like a drawers full of scenarios, I suppose.
Yeah. We've got really a huge amount of materials to share with you, so stay tuned. First, unlock as many stretch goals as possible, and I think much of great stuff will happen later.
Yeah, the coolest part of DLC for board games is that you guys can release a lot and it does not cost anything.
Mm-hmm.
It helps a lot when it comes to the board games to just use the digital.
But step by step, let's focus on the delivering you as great board game as possible first, and later we'll talk and develop more.
Yeah, interesting question from Stabby. I'm not sure. Does the neutral player has to attack, or he can pass turns to not receive retaliation damage?
The AI controller, so the neutral controller, is forced to move and attack, just to keep the game smooth and reasonable.
So no camping, guys.
No.
You have to fight to keep the game going and have some fun. Do you have plans to introduce the dungeons as the second world?
Not yet, but everything is possible in future. Another great material for upgraded mechanics and future expansions.
Okay. This is interesting because I have no idea. Do we have the Armageddon spell in the game?
Not yet.
Okay, this is interesting. What are the town faction differences in exploration, combat, and so on? Love you all. We love you too, Scab, as well.
Yeah, factions differs in several ways. First of all, you've got different buildings in your towns, two faction specific. Also, town, also mage guild or capital work in a different way for each faction. Also, you've got other units available in your town, and of course other heroes with dedicated specific specialties, etc.
All right. Another interesting question is, Betty, on how many land tiles are altogether? For some reason, the map seems small, and this is something that I think deserves some explanation, because what it seems small, in a way, how the board game actually works is quite a lot. Because the map tiles can be rotated, the map tiles can Jakub will tell you everything. Why it's not small, in fact?
They aren't small. The seizure of the actual tile is board game standard, And referring to the amount, you will receive 20 tiles with the core game, more with expansion, 7 for Rampart, 7 for Fortress, 4 for Towers, so plenty and various tiles for your game to choose from to increase variability.
Okay, I've got really interesting question here from Eternium Sky Films and Media. Can you please talk about the War Machine cards and the event cards from Rampart and Fortress? How will they work? You can tell plenty about it.
Yeah. Rampart expansion will include and present you War Machine cards. And the Fortress expansion will include...
maybe I can show you, sorry for interrupting, it's how it looks visually. So guys have something to have a glimpse of what's coming. Just scrolling, just give me a sec.
War Machines.
War Machines, okay.
12 War Machine cards. Yeah, just like in the computer game, War Machines will bring and introduce even more spice for the combat, so you will be able to deal additional damage to your opponents, to heal your units, to avoid range penalties. And
I just lost them, no worries.
If talking about events, they will give the spice to the call round, so it will bring additional effects for both faction, something similar but still different than Astrologers Proclaim cards, even more unexpected events and effects to resolve.
So yeah, so good old Ballista is coming. First Aid Tent is coming as well. Regarding the events, I will just scroll down and show you guys. Those are the event cards that Jakub was referring to. So we have plenty of things that are coming with each of the expansion. Yes, Shimon is right. Kudos to our community guy Shimon. Players are able to create their own scenarios. Everything is in the book.
Already unlocked one.
Yeah. Isn't the resurrection spell too weak? Why not just complete revival after death of a unit and placing them? Do we have the resurrection spell in the game?
Yeah, we have it. Also, it's Alamar's specialty. So we tested quite a long, and I'm sure that the resurrection spell is well balanced. Not too strong, not OP, but also not too weak. It's just like it should be in the board game.
All right, Izina has an interesting question. How many special buildings, such as Gardens of Knowledge or Obelisk, did you adapt into tabletop?
I'm not remember the actual number at the moment, but plenty of them. You can check many of them in the available rulebook that you can download from the project page.
Okay, Morton has a good question for you. Would you recommend to start playing just with the core game and perhaps dive gradually into expansion, or is it alright to combine all the rules from scratch?
I think that the best way to get into the game will be complete the first scenario from the core game mission book, and after this you can freely mix all the assets, all the units, heroes, and play with all the factions.
So yeah, plenty of stuff. Okay, guys, we are slowly coming towards the end of our stream. So ask us questions as long as I have Jakub here handy. Because okay, what kind of questions we can have? Add any chance that the little cubes will be upgraded, maybe have designs on them of city, village, halls. Right now it looks a little bland. Well, cubics are a standard for the board games.
Yeah, they are markers, so I don't see a possibility to expand this component.
Yes, but we have put some extra effort and some extra budget into stretch goals, and maybe some much more valuable 3D models and replacements for the tokens are hidden in these stretch goals. Just make sure you keep watching the stretch goals ladder. Will there be a rulebook or a gameplay for the Battlefield expansion? Yes, the Battlefield expansion will get a video shortly in the next couple of days, showing you guys a glimpse how the actual component looks when it's assembled. When it comes to the rulebook for the Battlefield expansion, I'm not sure if we can actually be able to finish the complete document, but shortly after campaign I think we can drop on you guys early draft of the rules, so you can read it, give us feedback, and we can implement this feedback, and then we can send you updated version again. Where would Azura Core miniature stores? In the same box as Neutrals would? As far as I know, different box. Yeah, it's going to be a different box for the faction units and a different box for the neutral units from the stretch goals. Have you any plans to support the game in any way or form 2 years from now? Oh boy.
I think it's already confirmed. I cannot tell you the exact 2 years time period, but our CEO said something like this in his AIMA. So
yeah, a small glimpse of the future is the tournament rules. We have designed the tournament rules for a reason.
Yeah.
We expect you guys to have tons of fun in more competitive environment if you want to. So expect a lot because just like Ethereum, Sky, and Films Media said, thank you guys for making me feel like a kid again with this game. Almost everyone in the Archon's office played Heroes 3 when we were kids. So for us, it's like a dream come true, and we're not going to just finish on the core game. We want to release plenty of expansions. We want to bring all of the Heroes 3 experience to the tabletop. So expect a lot. Enrique said, I have not bought any Kickstarter game in years. I have pledged the Azure option for this one. Please do not let me down. We won't.
We will do everything in our power to do not let you down.
Yeah, just one thing. 5,000 backers. 5,000 backers in like 4.5 hours. I think we are moving forward at steady pace.
Really impressive, thank you.
Yeah, just 5,000 in 4.5 hours is a lot, so expect plenty of unlocks very soon. Okay, almost everything Kickstarter exclusive, so I don't know how retail release can be played without so much features. The expansions are not Kickstarter exclusive. I mean the Fortress one and the Dungeon one. Rampart one and the Battlefield one. So not everything is Kickstarter exclusive, but yeah, the tower is Kickstarter and trade show exclusive. Yeah, it's an important thing. Those of you who know us, our studio is very active on the trade shows, and we always have some Kickstarter exclusive items on the trade shows. That's why we call them Kickstarter and trade show exclusive.
Yeah.
So tower will be available.
Yeah, come and visit us at Birmingham, Essen, and Katowice, and buy your Gen Con in USA, and buy your awaited expansions. Yeah,
not everything is going to retail. Some expansions, some items are reserved for those who support us in a very early phase of the production. Some things are reserved for you, backers, so either get them on Kickstarter or visit our stand on various trade shows. I have not heard of this before, I actually just started replaying Home 3. I have the original CD version. Congratulations to you, Ansi. Happy to see you here. I never backed anything on Kickstarter before. happy to see you doing this for the first of time. Okay, I think the time is the essence here. I think we can slowly come to the close of our first live chat. Anything you would like to say to our community at the end?
I think that plenty of great stuff is still to be unlocked and come during our campaign, so stay tuned and await another live streams, blog entries and updates.
Yeah, we are going back now to our computers to write the updates, to write the comments, to see what's going on. So we're not disappearing, we're just finishing this first live chat. Expect next live chats, you will get emails, you will get notifications when we're going to live again. It's going to be very, very soon. So expect quite a lot. Last but not least, when is the next live stream? Expected very soon. Probably either in the middle of the campaign or for the end of the campaign for sure. We'll see. Thank you very much. And will there be a Kickstarter update soon? Very soon. We are going to go and publish it like any minute now. That's why we're finishing the stream. So thank you very much and talk to you later, guys.
Thank you again.